fun. See ya.
I really hate the term extreme sports. It might be more accurate to call them adventure sports, or and I'm not even sure they're sports. In many cases, they become more lifestyles. They're outdoor activities. My name's Aiello, and I'm the founder, I guess. I'm really the chief instructor at the Snake River Base Academy, which is on Main Street, Twin Falls. Our school is actually the world's only full-time permanent facility for teaching base jumping. There's not another one anywhere on the planet like this. Twin Falls is not quite unique, but pretty close in the world for base jumpers. The reason that Twin Falls is used for base training, and Twin Falls is not a giant destination area for experienced base jumpers, it's a training location, right? You come here to learn and then you go other places to do more base jumping. Twin Falls is ideal for training because the object is reasonably safe when compared with other objects. The primary hazards involved in most normal base jumps, there are two, are striking the object you jump off of. The parachute opens facing backwards, you slide backwards, you fly actually forward, the parachute's facing backwards into the cliff or building or whatever. You hit it, and that's object strike in that sense is the leading cause of critical injuries and deaths on base jumps. We're jumping from the middle of a high bridge where if your parachute opens facing backwards, you just fly under the bridge and turn around. Second leading cause of injury, which actually by numbers is the leading cause, we get more of these injuries, is landing injuries, right? People who have trouble landing the parachute and they sprain their ankle or something. We're usually less worried about that because hitting a cliff requires a life flight helicopter and spraining your ankle requires limping out to the car and getting an x-ray. Twin Falls is also good for that though because the Perrine Bridge has a huge wide open landing area. I mean by base jumping standards it's almost comically large, the landing area down there. So we've eliminated basically the two biggest hazards, or at least greatly reduced them. Doesn't mean that we don't still see jumpers having landing accidents and doing ankles and stuff, but it does mean that the incidence of those is greatly reduced compared with other more technical sites. We have 200 students a year, and half of them come from other countries. I think in all of time I've had 3 students from the state of Idaho. Add in another 4 or 5 from Salt Lake City, and those are the closest people we see.
BASE is an acronym. It stands for Building, Antenna, Span, and Earth. So you have buildings, antennas, spans would be bridges, and then earth would be cliffs. And it's basically just jumping off of fixed objects. So something that's stuck to the ground rather than an airplane or a hot air balloon, something that's up in the air. My name's Chuma, and I'm the owner of Tandem Base. I take people on tandem base jumps. People come from all over the world, and I strap them on the front so that they can jump with me off the Perrine Bridge and several other places around the world, but mostly the Perrine Bridge. I started skydiving when I was 16 years old in 1996, and I loved skydiving. I had 700 skydives before I started base jumping. I teach people to base jump now, and I require them to have at least 200 skydives because it's the only place where you can really learn to fly a parachute because when you're skydiving you open up really high, 4,000 or 5,000 feet above the ground, and you've got all that time to learn and get connected to the parachute, and it takes a lot of time and just experience to get good at flying a parachute. So it's hands down one of the most important requirements for base jumping. So when I'm base jumping, I'm always thinking about, I want to live and be able to do this until I'm an old man. I want to live my full life. I have no wish to go and, hurt or kill myself base jumping. I want to be able to do it again and again, less risk. So it's just risk management. I think the people that survive the longest in the sport are the ones that are smart and not super eager to, participate in every jump.
I'm not kidding. One of the first things I do in every class before we jump is I sit people down and we talk for an hour about the risks of base jumping and why this is an optional recreational activity. Base jumping is dangerous. I mean, there is for real danger here, and I think I'd be doing you a disservice if I tried to convince you that you should take up base jumping.
Twin Falls is a very special place, and I feel like sometimes people in Twin Falls don't really get to realize how special it is that we have people base jumping all the time here. Because if you go anywhere else, it's not a thing that you would see. don't know where I would live if I didn't, have this bridge here that I could jump off of all the time. So it's definitely a magical place.